How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a command. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Psy-Freak. Psy-Freak chosen. Good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
That's right. Light is only for those having difficulty seeing what's in front of them. Sticking to the me first path is the only way we'll be going places.
I'm surprised at the change of heart. I believe in putting yourself aside to help others, but helping the dark side is not that, you know.
You can't fight who you really are. The blood is obviously running red in our veins.
You're trying to keep us in the dark here, but you...
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the Predator only grew stronger. For it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. The oil sludges everywhere. For most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Small things for your big ideas. You lack key energy for that. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. fight looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. The right key could open this. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. The sound need the right key. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Down. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
to why?
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Yalawa what now?
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
Koyevun, tuvun bunun.
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Ikobe, ifari kobo farmu.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Iboda kilmok.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy,
Yeah, mufur baluutu. Why get what?
had it not been... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You'll need a net to catch the Nonno, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle.
Yayato.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone.
Farfarif bubuko von yunvu le ya.
Records tell of the ruinous devastation that Toxanol Corp. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Ayamu aya.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the...
Fabubi. Mau tikama perna.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the
Do
tribe
what?
war and the situation with... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone. He's hurt. Anyway, he needs...
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light?
Not as much as it...
Always...
And you're...
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of... get stranger if you like. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. Says the sea.
Zata is the moi totloho. Karyezne zdace. Paro, ya put.
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomed the news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you.
Zata.
He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on your hands.
Inatofo.
There's something.
Ale.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Ale.
Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it was based on unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain.
Nalest stari dat.
Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you, and suggests you embrace that side of you and help them vanquish the...
Nalest stari dat.
He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider.
Nalest stari dat.
Then so be it. He wants you to know that they'll show no mercy at the end of this war, and offers you a last chance to come back and join when you realize you've picked the wrong side.
Na zenakas pripatne?
And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad's Stone Fort before word gets out that you've chosen not to side with them.
Oko.
He disagrees, and the day you meet again, you'll understand why.
Oko.
It's time to say goodbye for now, and if it's not the kind of goodbye that lasts forever, then the next will mean the end for you. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Let's see. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Points out that the Sifu has a tight schedule, but is willing to let you in and find out if he has an open slot.
Sibi? La fanen aginkan man. Geraten der fal hutut mus. Tugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. The Sifu...
Geradam wolf and a mat gain.
He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Gelen denken of woord, nee ja.
You both...
Erim denken al west bij de frame.
What?
Maar de wallabab karap. La laten vallen. Kan boef.
You have things to do, places to go to.
Kan boef.
Says...
Anu pupano dekiji ki nukipa.
Feels good to know you met the old one.
Dalatema dalatai.
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort.
Just a full earth.
You've used up all your key energy. Time is lost on this place, but it... As time passes, echoes of a long-lost past like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning? He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he says that wasn't too bad, was it? Wait! Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Ansonbara.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go.
Antoro.
The
Minalagi Mamuru. Antoro.
She'll see you at the village square.
Antoro.
She said... Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig. He wonders what usefulness you found. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He appreciates it. It looks like she's starting.
Andro?
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away.
Asana yotutu. Andro?
She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to fight.
Anora kapap. Inyada aldo.
You've... They look determined. Better...
Ole Olaga.
He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going.
Mawa. Let Amawana.
There's...
Zonki da Bipari.
He wants to know who you think you are.
Kopi Amasuti.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? If...
Masama.
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training. He's curious to see what you've found.
Khalifa Sirkidlo.
Katjaktopolutta.
Your Muma says it's a...
Verena masalapu. Katjaktopolutta. Sana jote.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Pial tu kanoruta. Ritsentende.
Catchy.
Tateko babasakt yoyon ruhemu kanoruta asadurutu.
Your Muma...
Kanoruta.
Rest and you'll... Nothing could stop Luka Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Can't see. Come on.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Gunda.
Your...
Moningasa.
Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Check out those guns. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. Bad. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. Look, an emergency. Wow. Bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting... The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxanol? There must... Make sure you don't walk off a cliff while you're night blind. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Grit. Bullets everywhere. Morning is breaking. Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set. Here's the first line. It's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot. Wrecked it. Twirly wheel works that... Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Maybe this key will do it. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Wants revenge. Sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out. Then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. It's complicated. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost will... He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Lapu.
Says you did a great...
Brita.
Figures the outer gate says he's
Valo al balo ba lo yualo. Paikatawa maot.
Gizmo is working on making his Mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater.
Farfarifyo tuka kubu. Pilvov ugvuhu balowotolua.
It's a new...
Keraga dengen hiram.
He knows...
Geled not.
Let's see. That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Keep an eye out for wildlife. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind. That'll come in handy. It's the chug yard. Someone locked it bolted shut. The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. Needs a key. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to... The Toxanol Corporation used to run... You're... Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprites. nice and clear out today. Bomber Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. But he says you should know.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no!
I've got all...
Oh, dear.
I don't have...
You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time... Days are scarce. Don't waste them. They're short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. Keep your eyes on the end. Down here, you can feel protected and trapped at the same time. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had... He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an... Unfortunately, this... You should figure your nighttime strategy. The Grease Monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. That over there is Steepo Deeper, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to. That was fun. Don't let go.
Pode Inmo. Ruvain.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now.
Vedse. Vaksan mar vaksa tarinman. Ja, dakat goga. Baran utwa.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn Myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Waksandot baran utaremai amanka.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters. Think there's no better place to start than a Squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters. You already missed the sky, don't you? Wait, it's the Squip hole-up. The place is just filled with critters. Nothing's simple. It's locked. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Work for a shiny blade. Keep your hands on the move sticks. Move it before you get your ticket punched. Playtime is over. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. Gizmo's made It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. He should. The only thing... Gizmo wants to help if he can. It's not smooth, but it gets you there. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. A moon could make this a hunter's night. crack open that tin can and escape. Bang Shelter 7C should have been stated right there in toxinol lettering. For being cut off from the surface, this isn't too bad. Don't pass out. Bang shelters are usually few and far between, but not around here. Here's shelter 7C2, and it's not far from where 7C is. Well, what do you know? Oh, that's perfect. See what this thing can do. Nice work. Don't stop to rest. jumbo puff with an appetite ain't no fuzz. Put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. A couple of more hits and it's a fried circuit board. Bad feeling about this. It can start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized worm wimp. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside. The chorus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen. Who guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start.
Yep, hello.
You're...
Thinking.